Now you can enjoy the great taste of lobster tonight with Lobster Delights from Lewis Kemp.
Rush, should people like me be terrified that people like you are getting enormous political power through your talk shows, or should people like Bob be terrified about Bob?
You know, I really, that's the one aspect of this whole evening, if I may be blunt. I resent being called a radical. I am not a radical. I do not do the kind of show that you guys obviously think that I do. And to say that we are some kind of a threat or a danger, all we do is speak our words. You write yours. You somehow have some more credibility or stature than we do.
He's on television. I used
to have credibility.
Yeah, but he's, you know, I'm still in his heart. I'm sure he still thinks he's more valid and valuable as a writer. And I just, you know, it's to me, I'm not here to change people's minds or to cause people trouble or to make people mad. I'm here to acquire an audience and have fun on the radio. And I end up coming on shows like this, and nobody tells me it's going to be a show on radical radio. I wouldn't have come here. If somebody would have told me this was radical radio, that's the exact problem. You guys there are some people in this business who do that kind of thing and give it a bad name, and I resent.
Well, what's wrong? I don't understand why you're so defensive. What's wrong with having political influence?
Because I'm getting tired. We're not talking about political. We're talking about the behavior of the host.
I agree.
We're not talking about the substance of what
we're going to have to change the subject.
Oh, no. He's not a radical. He's a populist. He'll say anything that he thinks the people want to hear.
Nope, that's not true. I bring candor and honesty. I'm not trying to fool anybody, and I'm not trying to not get my point across.
You think there are some people on talk radio who are troublemakers?
Well, of course, if you invite people to call and you treat them rude, anybody can call somebody a name and hang up on them.
Is that Mr. Lassiter, or are you not familiar with him?
I have not had the opportunity to hear him. I've been on Mr. Lassiter's show.
Of course I do. But why not? When people try to insult me or insult an entire other group of people, I should say, well, thank you very much. No.
Well,
I never do. Never, ever hang up.
You don't mind being called a radical?
Yes, I do.
I'm sorry.
You mind being called a radical?
But there are.
I'm a radical.
I don't understand why you're so defensive, Rush. What's wrong?
Because I take my business as seriously as you take yours. And the term radical implies irresponsible. It implies dangerous and all this.
Only to you.
No, of course it. Look at when talk radio.
Thomas Jefferson a radical?
Who?
Thomas Jefferson, you heard of him?
He was
he's not a radical, but he's not a radical in the term that you're using.
But there are a group of people in this industry who do think they have great political power. As an example, the great Teabag campaign.
What'd you think of that? That was against the congressional pay raise.
It was a sham. There were people who were either being dishonest with their audiences or dishonest with themselves. Every couple of years, a political body wants a raise, and so they go through a little dance, and they suggest the raise, and everybody goes, oh no, because the American people don't want to pay fair money for their representatives. The issue goes away, and comes back in 6 months, and they get the raise.
For you. They got the raise.
Yeah, I know.
It was a failure, wasn't it?
Let me tell you something. The talk show hosts tried, after that pay raise, they had meetings and they tried, okay, what's going to be the next issue that we can get on, try to stir things up, maybe get some more national publicity. The people's passions were already aroused. The talk shows of America simply provided the vehicle for the expression of an already existing passion.
Oh, I couldn't disagree more.
They didn't create it. It was a coincidence. They created maybe the bags being sent in, but you can't create passion mass.
So all your talk is utterly worthless by your own light.
No, I'm just telling you, Michael, I am not an activist talk show host. I don't consider myself a journalist, and I don't consider myself an activist. I consider myself an entertainer who happens to be politically oriented and interested.
Thanks a lot, Rush. Thank you, Bob. The other Bob and I will be talking, and you can look at us too if you want in a moment.
Ahead on Prime News, more on the showdown over the Stars and Stripes in the House tonight, and we'll have a live report on Nelson Mandela and his visit to New York. And Greg Lefebvre on the bells of San Francisco cable cars and a contest to choose the grip man with the best ear for music. Those stories and more on Prime News.
Normally, introducing a new performance car would mean showing it here sweeping through curves, or here accelerating to breathtaking speeds, or here deftly negotiating the pylons. But when the new car is an Alfa Romeo, all that goes pretty much without saying. The new 164 high-performance luxury sedan, from the legendary mark of high performance. Our technology, our mathematics. Somehow they add up to moments beyond any calculation.
She's back into music, now singing the standards. Pia Zadora talks about her diversified entertainment career and its future on Larry King Live, 9 Eastern tonight.
Mike, since you're going on vacation, I'm going to be brutally frank. You consider yourself an intellectual and one smart guy, but I'll tell you, people who watch the show, you are crazier and wilder than the radio guys. Have you ever thought of going into the radio talk show host business? Because you're the guy who's throwing your arms around.
Well, how do you know they're throwing their arms around? You just can't see it. You throw your arms around, too. What's your point?
Well, I'm just saying that you'd make a great radio talk show. Do you ever consider it a career change? I bet you there's a lot of Americans who would really, not have,
there's a lot of Americans who like to see me off the TV.
Exactly.
Well, how about you?
How about me what?
We'll do it together.
No, I think
we'll make a lot of money.
All right.
Oh, great. Look what I got myself into. From the left, I'm Mike Kinsley. Good night for Crossfire.
All right, I'm Robert Novak. Join us again next time for another edition of Crossfire.
For a transcript, send $3 to Crossfire Transcript, Journal Graphics, 267 Broadway, New York, New York, 10007, or call 1-800-TALK-SHOW.
Coming up, Prime News, followed by Larry King Live here on CNN.
For Chicago's most sophisticated fashion clothier, enter the world of De Giovanni. For contemporary fashions with sophisticated classic stylings, enter the world of De Giovanni. From casual to formal, De Giovanni's international stylings provide an exclusive expression of style and individuality. At De Giovanni, you won't pay for a name, only the highest quality fashions. Enter the world of De Giovanni for continued excellence in sophisticated men's fashions. De Giovanni, Chicago's most exclusive men's store.
Skokie Toyota. Price up anywhere, we'll beat 'em everywhere.
Hi, Friendly Bill here for Skokie Toyota. This week I'm giving Toyota owners a lube, oil change,